Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to, as the title to this video says, a little bit of Spending Freeze 2.0 February Thaw, because I have a little bit of a haul for you today. But now, as you know, Christy and I started our second year-long spending freeze on November 1st, 2022. Each of us, and then we have a Facebook group, and so many of you lovely, lovely people and others, and so many have joined us in that in a variety of ways, because a spending freeze, as we've said, means something different for everyone. Now, in my case, I excluded, of course, essentials, so, you know, adhesive, white, black cardstock, that kind of thing. Not much else, but I did exclude subscriptions. I only have the Fox box that I get, and any gifts that I might receive. And I did get some lovely, lovely Christmas money for scrapbooking goodies. My original intent was to keep that money until International Scrapbooking Day. But the other aspect of the freeze for me, and I think for Christy as well, and I think for quite a few others, is even if we don't stick to the freeze rigidly, let's change our mindset and the way we buy, and buying with more intention, thinking about our purchases a lot more. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, because that is why in the end I decided to do a small order now with some of that Christmas money, and I will keep the rest of the Christmas money for International Scrapbooking Day if there is something that really, really, really makes it worth it, or I will keep it for longer. But I had been watching a lot of the new releases, and in particular the 49 and Market, and there are such gorgeous collections coming out, and I'm fairly new to 49 and Market. I got the Elena collection last year, thanks to Sarah Scraps, and she helped me with this buy as well, actually. And I used it for my collection obsession in January, and I absolutely loved it. And then there were quite a few new collections coming out from all over. And 49 and Market had Tranquility, Countryside, which I think is maybe a little bit older, but I hadn't seen it. Eucalyptus, Rouge, which is way too way too red for me. So that was an easy one to put aside. The Paige Evans new one was a fairly easy one for me to put aside. Now we'll see when we get to International Scrapbooking Day, the new Vicky Bouton. I haven't really seen much of it yet, but it's a travel collection. I do still have quite a bit of travel supplies in my stash, so we'll have to see. But the 49 and Market, the Eucalyptus, Serenity, Tranquility, Countryside, all of these were absolutely gorgeous. So I said, you know, I am going to take some of my Christmas money, and I'm going to get a little bit. Now, what am I going to get? I'm not going to get all of them. I'm not going to get more than one. I'm going to get one, and I am not going to get everything in the collection, again, based on some of the observations about myself that I've done and I've shared with you in the past. So, now, of course, the next question was where, because our lovely Sandra from Scrapbook Your Joy closed her shop. So I've been looking around, and Nicole Jones from NicoleJones911, I know she goes to Nic Nook in New Brunswick. That's just one province over from me as well. On the other side, east, Ontario, where Sandra was to the west of me. This is to the east, but just one province over as well. Sheila sent me a couple of excellent ideas that I may look at in the future in Nova Scotia, so I have two of those saved. But I went to have a look at Nic Nook, and they have she has an awful lot. She has pretty much everything. The prices were extremely reasonable. Basically, you know, I looked for the fun of it on scrapbook.com, did the exchange rate on the day, and it was like exactly that, or even a few pennies less. So I thought I would give Nic Nook a try. It's Canadian. It's still one province over. I heard a lot of good about it from Nicole, so I thought I would give it a try, again, using my Christmas money and seeing if I might find another lovely Canadian shop. And then the decision process was which one, because I'm not going to get everything. So I watched quite a few videos of unboxings and things of those collections. I talked to Sarah to see what she was getting and what she thought. And in the end, I decided it came down to Countryside. I'm not sure I'm saying that correctly, but a beautiful, beautiful collection. Look over on She's Crafty, my friend Shannon's channel. She's been using it because she got it in Scrap Room, I think. Was it one of the Scrap Room kits? I think it's Countryside or Country something. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It came down to that and Tranquility. I was a bit afraid that Tranquility was going to be too similar to Alina, but in the end, the tones are not at all. And that's what Sarah helped me with as well, because she received it before I ordered it, so she could tell me how beautiful it was in person. So, all of that to say, I got the 12 by 12 collection pack, and I'm going to go through those papers with you. And look at that. It's just beautiful. It's, oh, and look, you see the packaging is so 4 by 6 cards, cut aparts. I do love that. You can use everything. You could use, if you don't want to use this, you could use parts of the front, so everything is usable, which I love. I do use my papers, and I really enjoyed working with Alina. I did not get any extra papers, which I had done with Alina. Look at this beautiful, again, you know me and my peaches, my blues. The blues here are a little bit more dusty. There's a little bit of green, a little warmer. The colors are warmer than Alina, but they are absolutely beautiful. Beautiful pink gingham. And although this is closer to pink than peach, in my opinion, it's sort of a dusty, and because it's a little distressed, it is a pink that I can work with. Oh, look how beautiful this is. These florals are absolutely restful notes, some little butterflies, some wood grain in the back, layered, and again, this beautiful tiny gingham on the back. And I do like tiny patterns for my backgrounds. You already know that. Look how beautiful this is. This is absolutely gorgeous. And you see a lot here. The work is done for you. There's even a little bit of stitching on here. And you know what? You could just go in and stitch again on this to add the texture. Put a photo here, a title, and you are done. Beautiful diagonal stripe. I love that, in a lovely mossy green. This is a beautiful, beautiful green. A little bit of sort of seafoam or mint here with a darker green. This, again, this dusty blue. It's gorgeous. It's just a lovely, lovely color. Ooh, this is now, this one, I will admit, is a little pink for me. This one is a little pink for me, so we will probably be using that side. This I love, with the butterflies down this side. I think I used something similar to this in Alina for one of Chloe's photos. You know, the photo was sort of right here. I love definitely the peaches and salmons here as opposed to the pinks. Beautiful aqua blue. This is almost like a blue gray with maybe even a little touch of green in it. Just gorgeous. Sort of some grayish or taupe in here, a little bit of black. Beautiful. Oh, the back of this. Now, this is a perfect background. But I think I'm going to use this side for sure. Again, another gorgeous floral with, oh, this is pretty. Now you see, this to me, in terms of mood and feel, because of this lovely thing, these are a little similar. So I think I could use this side, and then I could use the B side here as a background if need be, because I do love, love, love this. Beautiful. Oh my goodness me, it's just so elegant and lovely, and I don't know, Victorian. I don't know where I took that, but just so, 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 so beautiful. This background, which goes from the peach into the blue-gray, and then some beautiful grays here as well. This is lovely, and this lovely plaid with some watercolor and distressing, just beautiful. So I'm happy I did get that. And then instead of buying additional paper, I thought, you know what, I'm going to go in and I am going to get the foundations. I'm only going to take one out, just so that we can see. Well, I'll take the pack out, but we won't go, we'll just sort of leaf through it. But you can see, these are all backgrounds in theory. Beautiful. One side is more solid than the other. These are lovely. Look at that beautiful peach. Two of those. This beautiful sea foam. There you go. So I did get that in lieu of getting any additional papers, because I figured, you know what, then I can use these as backgrounds and have the papers. Now, what did I get in embellishments? And you can see here, I did not get much. You know, we've talked about the die cuts before, and I always have them left over, so I did not even look at the die cuts at all this time. But I did get the chipboard. I love, love, love my chipboard. So I did get the chipboard. It's absolutely lovely. So you can see that here. I don't think I'm going to open it all, because you've seen the types of things that are in the 49 in market. I went through it in detail in Alina, and when this eventually gets used, you'll see it in more detail as well. But there's, you know, beautiful leafy bits, butterflies, florals, labels, frames, tags, and these lovely little sort of chipboard flare bits, which I absolutely love. Little hearts. So there are 62 pieces in here, and they are beautiful. So I love chipboard. I use chipboard. You know I like dimension. So I decided to get that. Now, the sort of indulgence, and I figured, you know what, I'm going to try this and see, because I've been having FOMO with rub-ons, because everybody has been talking about the 49 in market rub-ons. I used to love rub-ons, but I outgrew them. They weren't working well. They really did not have a long shelf life. So I just sort of stopped using them. But I do think they are a wonderful alternative to mixed media on the background, to just tucking things under. Definitely an alternative to die cuts and stickers. I like their effect a lot more, and I've been watching people use them and praise and praise and praise the 49 in market. So I thought I would get one pack to try, and that will help me evaluate whether rub-ons need to come back into my stash, or whether they stay to the side as they have for the last few years. But then at least I'll have the answer, because now I've been wondering and wanting, and, you know, so let's just do it. So that to me was a conscious buy for evaluation purposes, if that makes sense. So there we go. And then last but not least, I got these tags. I got these tags not because I can't make tags myself, but what I really loved in this, and look at all this packaging used. Now these are, I guess, sort of die cut weight. But what I really liked is, look, all of these tags have eyelets in them. And I love tags with eyelets. I have no more eyelets in my stash. I really did not have many. I'm not sure that I ever had many, because that was something that right from the start I knew I wouldn't get along with very well. When I started scrapbooking, I'm not even sure if there was a crocodile. There was sort of that little tool that you had to buy. I did not get along with it at all when I went to my local scrapbook store and could use it. So that's something I never really got into, eyelets, but I love the look. And these all have eyelets. And I thought, isn't that lovely? And they all have twine. Now, I might change some of this twine, but they all have twine. So I thought that was really worth it. So another something to give a try, and I like this better definitely than getting die cuts because I do love using tags. So, and then look at all of this packaging here that can definitely be used front and back. I love, love, love that. So that's all I got. In the end, I was very, very, very careful. There were all sorts of other packages. Little regret maybe that I didn't get the 6x8, but I don't need it. I have so many 6x6 and 6x8 papers. And you know what? By getting the foundations, I can make my own 6x8 if I really feel that I need it. So I think that was sort of like a two birds with one stone kind of thing. So I'm proud of, you know, all of these things that I'm learning about myself and buying a lot more, I guess, intelligently, if one can say that. So there you go. Now, I've not gone into my stash. I'm not building a kit here, so I've not gone into my stash to get, you know, my lovely Bramble Fox perspectives, my gorgeous, gorgeous sequins from Spiegel Mom scraps, or, you know, some of the flare or other chipboard or other, you know, mists and Nouveau drops and that kind of thing, because I'm not intending on using this straight away. But what I did want to do is sort of have a look into my digi-prints and do a little bit of color matching and keep that with it so that, you know, I can use that when I do build a kit. So obviously the dark gray, so I've got a couple of film strips here that will go with everything. I just had these already cut out, so I just popped them there to remind me. I have these lovely florals. These are mint, so that seems to work beautifully. Now the mint for Nicole are exclusive to patrons on her Patreon channel, but it definitely does seem. Now you're going to see not always, though. I think it depends on the digiprint. Some of them are a little bit darker. Some are a little bit more delicate. You see, the mint goes into this darker color here, which I quite like here because it's offset with the lighter one. So these are small flowers number 3, I believe. Now, peach. Let me come back to this. Peach, absolutely. So that works. The peach works perfectly. So in the flowers, I got the butterflies. I printed out the butterflies, not all of them, but definitely this paler one. This is maybe, we'll have to see with some, let me see here, because the darker one there might be a little. But you know what? Let's go back and get, where is that beautiful butterfly page that I love so much? Or the floral. Yeah, you see, well, this is not the one I was thinking of, but yeah, you see, this does match. So these two in the peach and the flowers number 5 work perfectly. The mint. Then I also have here Pastel Paradise in the mushrooms, which surprised me. But some of the colors in the Pastel Paradise work beautifully. So this lovely, see, this is a little too blue. Although, you know, it could work, but definitely this lovely one, the pink here, is perfect as well. So I've got some mushrooms printed out. Now you see these printed out a little bit darker, and that's probably my printer, and also because these lovely mushrooms here have 2 tones. This is maybe a little bit darker, but you see some of these colors work beautifully. So Pastel Paradise, I think, could be a good match. I also took in these 1.5 circles. And I'm going to use all sorts. I didn't get these to just put aside, but I really wanted to have a bit of different digiprints so that I could evaluate. But you see, look at this lovely, I took the browns, and in the paler browns here, these are going to be perfect as well. Maybe that one too, but definitely the paler in the browns. There you go. This is Pastel Paradise in the same size. Then you see here I did the circles in the peach. And I did the tabs in the peach as well. Now the tabs are, because they're a little bit more solid, they're a little darker, but definitely you see this lovely paler one fit beautifully. Then I've got some Cozy Cafe, which I'm wondering whether these might. Now you see, I think, yeah, you see, I think this, it's a little bit of a different tone. It's got more green, but there is see, if you look at this, yeah, now you see, that will work, so the sort of greenish. The pinks, not so much in the Cozy Cafe, but these lovely sort of minty greens, seafoamy greens, definitely, and the same with these circles. Now, I had some misprints here, so I'm bringing those in because that matches. But basically, if you're looking for some matches, I think Pastel Paradise, some of the Cozy Cafe, mint, some of the mint, the peach, absolutely. And what I don't have here is the gray, but the dark gray, pale gray, they are going to be absolutely beautiful with this collection as well. So there you go, my friends. A little bit of a haul, while in my mind still respecting my freeze because I was using Christmas money to get this. And I also did this with purpose and intention. I hope I gave you a few ideas to help you evaluate what you use and what you don't use, because for me, what I want to take away from this at the end of this year is not having to maybe ever go on a hard freeze again, but really always only buying with purpose and intention. Christy already does that beautifully when she does, and you see her main goal here is to use up all of those gorgeous collections that she has. That's definitely one of my goals as well. And my lovely friend Helen, who's Island Scrapper here on YouTube, she does that beautifully as well. Helen buys only what she knows she is going to use when she knows she's going to use it. She does not buy collections. She buys individual items from collections that she knows she's going to use, and individual papers as well. I think she bought one collection last year, which surprised her as much as it surprised us, and I think it was Simple Stories Vintage C's. But that, in the end, is going to be my goal. So throughout this year, that is always going to be in the forefront of my mind. So thanks for being here, my friends. How are you doing with your freeze? However that is for you. Let me know down below if you are on a freeze, a chill, if really you're just, having a year of the stash, but still allowing yourself to buy. Let me know all about that down below. And many of you are already with us over in the Facebook group Spending Freeze 2.0. If you're not and you'd like, we're doing our challenge. We've got the alphabet challenge going on. Christy and I are sort of doing it together. We each post one letter a week. I think we are up to, as of this morning, we are up to G. Christy just posted G. So come and join us if you would like. And we will see you back here very soon. Thanks for being here, my friends.